Lance, editor-at-large at Boating Magazine, and I'm in Merritt Island at the Aviara factory. And we happen to be standing on Aviara's latest, the 40. Now, Aviara builds luxury day boats. Luxury is a pretty broad term. I'm here with Rob Nye, who is with sales and brand management. His job is to help me understand what it is that makes a luxury boat.
With why Aviara, we set out to develop a brand that is unique and different on the market. We spent time on the water, whether that was coastline or large inland lakes, and understood how customers used their boats, how they interacted on their boats. And from that, we then created Aviara. And with Aviara, we focus on 4 different pillars to exude our luxury and what we felt was modern luxury out on the water. Elevated control, progressive style, modern comfort, and quality details. We really felt like we were able to go after the luxury day boat market with something unique and different that we felt buyers were actually wanting and desiring in the marketplace.
We've gotten to test several of your boats. Now, most of the boats that we've run have either had the Ilmor sterndrives or the Mercury outboards. Tell me how these engines integrate into that system to give the boater a better experience.
With elevated control, we make sure that all of our boats are joystick control. So when you're at a marina, you're out in close quarters or in narrow areas, you can actually use the joystick. Makes you look like a pro behind the helm. Yeah. But with that, we really wanted to take that elevated control to what you experience at the helm. Nice clean helm, all the buttons are right there in an ergonomic location from where our joystick is located, our trim tab controls, to even our 3-screen dash. So you actually have where am I going in the center, controlling the helm and controlling the features on the boat, and also to your engine controls. You are in control of the boat while you're at the helm of an Aviara. And Ilmor actually gives us an opportunity to have a stern drive in a saltwater environment. So the Ilmor are all closed loop cooling, keeping the salt water out of the manifold and some of those sacrificial components found on other stern drive manufacturers. So really the captain or the owner of our boats can pick between outboard and stern drive regardless of the environment they're boating in.
Well, one of the things that I've always liked about your boats is the dashboard. I mean, that helm station has got what we'd call a glass cockpit in a sport fish or a mega yacht. It's all very clean and it's, what, space age.
When we looked at it during the design and development phase, we actually called it the monolith, and we still do today. We look at it as the center of source and knowledge while on the boat. So how do I control different items on the boat, from the lights to the stereo to where am I going to the engine controls, are all on the monolith. And we looked at it as wanting it to look like it was literally dropped on the boat. But back to that elevated control, everything the captain needs is right there and readily available.
Well, as stylish as the helm is, that's not the end of the chapter in this boat with regard to style. Tell me about that pillar in your philosophy.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, throughout the boat, you'll see from the exterior to the hardtop shape to the accent to the very linear lines that we have on the boat. Also at the bow area, we've got this nice shape in the bow that carries throughout the boat. Even once you step aboard the boat, you'll notice the versatile pattern. It's a simple things, but yet keep the boat so clean.
You talked about the stem. I like the sharp stem and the way you've integrated the anchor and the windlass into it for a good look. In addition to giving space, it also gives you a sharp entry on the wave so that you're getting a smoother ride. So it's functional in terms of performance as well.
Yeah, it's definitely going to give us a better ride, a much drier ride. What it also allows us to do is have more space. The tip goes down and then angles and gives us even more room in the bow of the boat.
Almost a cab-forward philosophy in the automotive industry.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives us more room in the bow,
right,
and actually gives us a longer running surface on the same length of a boat. So that's one thing that we've definitely heard. Back to elevated control and comfort, the ride of these boats, very dry, and the structure of our boats gives us a very heavy but very solid feeling boat in rough water, made to tackle the water.
One of the things that I notice when you're talking about comfort, you guys have some very special techniques in upholstery that I haven't seen elsewhere.
Yeah, you notice with our upholstery, it actually starts from the materials that we use, that we've selected to use throughout the boat, but also to our actual process and our design and engineering of our upholstery. All of our seats actually have substrates that are made out of either PVC board, plastic, or even this other material called Kusa that's extremely strong per square inch. But then what we've done with that, we've actually wrapped it with a rubber seal, so as you're wrapping the vinyl around it, it takes away any of those hard edges that you'll see in boats after years and years of use where that edge is actually eating away at the vinyl. Also then with that, we've wrapped that substrate with our Aviara logo, what we call a drip screen, to give it a nice decorative look. Then to our comfort with the upholstery, we use cool fill vinyls throughout the boats, all standard. And cool fill will actually keep the vinyl up to 30 degrees cooler on the vinyls that we choose in our boats. We actually use gray and white, of course, which will stay cool, but then our tan stays as cool as other brands' whites, and we even offer black. And this coming year, we're actually going to be releasing navy vinyl on our boats. So we'll actually have 5 different colors, all cool feel to maintain that. And then to the foams we use. All of our foams are sculpted foam, so they actually have curvature to the seat bases, to the seat back, so they're comfortable for hours on end, rather than just a rectangular cut piece of foam that can be very uncomfortable. And lastly, the foam itself are different densities throughout the boat. So a seat back might be different than a seat bottom. They're to provide comfort and stability, whereas the seat backs to give you that initial comfort at sitting down.
And one of the things that I noticed walking through the factories, there are a lot of things that you do that nobody else does. I see a lot of compression molding for some of the parts, like hatches. The hardtop is built that way, if I'm not mistaken.
You know, we talked about our RTM process. So all the hatches, they're all an RTM, and for those that don't know what that means, it means that we're going to have an A-side finish or a Class A finish on both the top and the bottom side. It takes a lot more, especially in a boat like with Aviara, how we allow you to select a different color of your hatches, or your cockpit in color can be different than white, so it really makes it their own boat. Also, when you look at the hard tops, as you mentioned, it's actually 2 pieces of fiberglass, and then they actually are fused together, and it takes a lot of artistry and craftsmanship to then fuse them together and finish off that entire edge, so you get a seamless look that we have with our hard tops.
I've seen guys walking around here with clipboards. What's the quality control process here?
So every step of the way, from the lamination, before the boat leaves lamination, which is the part where actually the boat is gel coated and it starts to come to life, to the finished part where they actually inspect the boat, to assembly where they actually start to put the boat together. They actually have assembly checkpoints along the way that they sign off. And then you mentioned the clipboards. That's so we can actually document that, get it back to the team so they can learn from it. Continuous improvement is definitely one of our pillars of success. Being able to communicate that, letting the guys know on the line what they've seen, and then get it back to them so the next time we're able to keep record of that and make sure we improve upon it.
So the 4 pillars are elevated control, progressive style. Pick it up for me.
Modern comfort and quality details.
I'm Randy Vance with Aviara in Merritt Island, Florida. I think you guys need to take a look at this line of boats if you're looking for your luxury day cruiser.